The name of Iy'ELU'YAH, the holy prophet, is being revealed, and also Nayahmaan is being healed of leprosy by Iy'ELU, and because of his obedience to his servant. And also Iy Thee. 2 Kings chapter 5 verse 1, Now Nayahmaan was an officer and a great man in the country of Syria. And he was also a captain in the army, and Nayahmaan was also over all the host of the armies of the king of Syria, and Nayahmaan was a great general. And he had a servant whom was very greedy. And because of Nayahmaan's devotion to Iy'ELU, the odd saved Iy's people who were in the land of Syria, and the king of Syria had been given Iy's deliverance, and also the people of Syria, therefore Nayahmaan and his servants them became friends with the king of Syria. And Nayahmaan became a very influential and honorable man. But Nayahmaan, although he was a mighty man in the Assyrian army, and a great man of valor, but Nayahmaan was a leper. And one day when the Syrians' army went out to fight, Nayahmaan also accompanied them out in the battlefield. And Nayahmaan's servants them also had accompanied Nayahmaan. And the members of the company which Nayahmaan was in, they brought back some women as captives from out of the land of Israel. And they became Nayahmaan's maid. And one of them had a very little child. And the child served and waited on Nayahmaan's wife. And one day she said unto her mistress, Mistress, if Master Nayahmaan was in the land of Israel, I know that Iy'ELU, my odd, would heal my master. I wish Iy'ELU'YAH could come here within the land of Syria so that Nayahmaan can be healed. Then she said, Can you ask Nayahmaan to go and see Iy's prophet that is in Samaria? Peradventure Iy Thee would come here and pray for Nayahmaan. And then Nayahmaan would be delivered from his leprosy. And then one of Nayahmaan's servant went to see the king, and they told this matter to the king of Syria. And also about the things which was said by Nayahmaan's servants, and these sayings made the king of Syria very happy. Then he told Nayahmaan what his servant had said about him. Thus the king to Syria said to Nayahmaan's servants, I will send you with my emissary to Israel, and to go and fetch the prophet from the land of Israel. Even the man whom Iy Thee, and the man whom the maid from the land of Israel have mentioned. And then the servant of the king of Syria did thus. And then the king of Syria said, Now go to Israel. And you shall go to the prophet. And I will send a letter to the prophet of Israel. So the servant departed, and the servants of the king took with him 10 talents of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And one of them brought the letter to the prophet of Israel, saying, Thus says the king of Syria, Now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have sent these presents therewith. Now please come with my servant to Syria. And come and heal my servant Nayahmaan, that my servant Nayahmaan might recover from his leprosy. And it came to pass, that when the prophet of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes, and said, Am I Iy'ELU, whom is the sovereign one, and the odd one, and whom is called Iy'ELU, and whom has all the power, and might, to heal the sick, and to even raise the dead, and also to raise all those whom have been killed, and also who have all the power to make them come alive again. And why does the king of Syria send this man to me to heal this man Nayahmaan from his leprosy? And why is this king seeking to pick a quarrel with me, so that he would seek to kill me? And then he said to the king's servants, Let me consider this matter. I will therefore pray to Iy'ELU, and let me see if he would heal him. But if he doesn't heal him, then he might therefore seek a quarrel against me. And it was so, as the prophet of Iy'ELU had said, that when the king of Syria had heard what the seer of Iy'ELU had said, that he rent his clothes, and he sent another message back to the king by the king's servant. And when the king heard what the prophet had said to him in the message, King, you and Nayahmaan go and pray to your own God, and maybe your God and your shaman might heal him. Wherefore when the king of Syria heard the message, he rent his clothes. Then the king of Syria said, Let him come here to me now, or he shall be killed. But if he will come willingly, then I shall not kill him. But if he will, then I wouldn't kill him, but I will know that Iy'ELU is truly real. And that Iy'ELU is the holy prophet, and that Iy is truly the odd one. And that Iy'ELU Iys the odd one of heaven, and that Iys whom is much more powerful than any god or any shaman in the land of Syria. Then the king sent his horses and also his servants with his chariot, and with Nayahmaan, and they stood at the door of the house of prophet of Iy'ELU'YAH. But the prophet of Iy'ELU'YAH, the seer of Iy'ELU'YAH, sent a messenger unto them which said to Nayahmaan, Tell Nayahmaan to go and wash in the waters of the Jordan river 7 times, and then his flesh shall come again to him, and then he shall be clean. But Nayahmaan was angry, and he went away, and said, Behold, I thought, that Iy'ELU'YAH's seer would surely come out to me, and stand, and call on the name of Iy'ELU'YAH, the odd. And that Iys prophet would strike his hand over the place of my leprosy, and that I would recover from this leprosy. And Nayahmaan went away grumbling, and saying, Are not the rivers of Abana and Pharpar that are in Damascus, much better than all the waters of Israel? And may I not wash in them, and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage. And his servants came near, and spoke to him, and said, My master, if the prophet had bid thee do some great thing, then wouldn't you have done it? Then why don't you listen to the prophet of Iy'ELU'YAH, rather than be grumbling? When he told you what Iy'ELU'YAH, the odd have said, and also what Iy'ELU'YAH, my odd have said to thee, then why don't you go and do it? Master Nayahmaan, you must go and do it. So that you may be healed. Master Nayahmaan, why don't you just go and wash in the waters of the river of Jordan and be clean? Then Nayahmaan reluctantly went down into the waters of the river of Jordan, and he washed himself. And he dipped himself 7 times into the waters of the Jordan river according to the saying of the seer of Iy'ELU'YAH, and then his flesh came again smooth like the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. Thank you. The end to be continued.